8 years ago, I can remember myself in a hospital with a catheter in a hospital bed in the ICU, University of Penn, thinking my life is never going to be the same. And not only is my life never going to be the same again, my life is never going to be good again. My life is over, my life is ruined. I had my right arm taken from me, it was paralyzed, and I thought that was it. And I remember going to these hospitals, just all these doctor visits, they were just giving me drugs, and I remember thinking, I'm just gonna take these drugs until I die. And if my arm doesn't miraculously come back at some point, I'm just gonna kill myself. Now, nobody knows pain like I do. It's crazy how things happen, man, how life works, because now I'm here and my life is damn good. I remember even just 2 years ago, I was in a sober halfway house. I was living in a recovery house, man. I had nothing. I didn't have a dime. I had no car. I had no, like, my friends had gone. I didn't have anybody. I had my family, but I didn't have anybody. I was living in a recovery house where they wouldn't let you stay overnight anywhere. You had curfew. You had chores. I was 26 years old, and I was living like I was 10. I was living in the ghetto. I had food stamps. I could barely afford the bus most of the time. I didn't have a job. I didn't have anything. Nothing. I had no possessions. And I remember looking out the window and thinking, how the hell do people have cars? How do people have cars? How do people have a mortgage? How do people have houses and regular lives? How do people do this? This is impossible. And it's crazy, man, because 2 years later now I got a car. I got everything materially that I thought was never for me. I thought I would never have these kinds of things. And 2 years later, I have every single one of those things. And they're even better than I could have ever imagined. And it's crazy. I don't know. I just feel like I need to say this because there's somebody out there that is probably thinking the same thing that I thought was. That I didn't know it was going to happen. I didn't know if I was ever going to leave my parents' house when I was just using pills, staying in bed for weeks on end, not eating. I was withering away, and I love my life right now, man. The best part about it is that it didn't happen because I buckled my chin strap and I worked hard, and that's not why it happened. It wasn't me at all. It wasn't me at all. It was God did it for me. All I did was I trusted that He had a plan for me. I trusted the process. That's what it comes down to, man. Trust the process. Because none of this came because of me. Yeah, I did some things. But the only reason I did the things is because God gave me this. The job that I have right now is a job where I'm going and I'm sharing my joy, and I'm sharing how I made it out of addiction and how I made it through those tough parts of my life. So God put this thing into my life, and I thought, this is terrible. This is the end of my life. Why would this happen to me? And now 8 years later, I'm realizing this happened to me so that I could share the goodness to the world. My favorite part of the Bible, my favorite book of the Bible is John. And in John, there's a part where Jesus goes and his disciples, they're walking past, and they see a blind man. And his disciples ask him, Jesus, why was this man born blind? He was born blind. Was it because of his parents' sins? Was it because somebody else's sins? Why was he born? Why was he given this terrible thing? And Jesus had a great answer, but his answer was, this man was not born blind because of his parents' sins. This man was born blind so that God's goodness can be shown to the world. And immediately after, he healed him. And see, what he's saying is that when we're given these difficult things in life, our task is to help people. See, I was given this task of losing the use of my right arm and not being able to be an athlete anymore, so that I can show people that maybe I wasn't healed. I'm not miraculously healed. That's not the point. but to show people that even with these things, I can be happy. Life is about love. And I am just so blessed because I was given the truth. Somebody told me the truth of God, and it changed my life forever. This happened to me so that I can show God's goodness to the world, show God's grace and love to the world, like He showed me, and when it changed my life drastically. And I'm just so happy that I get to do this. I just want to show people. Whatever struggles you have right now, it's for a reason. And it's so cliche. I know it's cliche, and I know you hate hearing it, but believe it, it's for a reason. You are going through this for a reason. Ask God for help. Ask for the strength, because He's going to get you through it. And what lays on the other side of whatever you have is miraculous, and it's amazing. And you are a miracle. You are a miracle. You have a purpose. You might be depressed and thinking that your life is never going to be good. You will never be happy again. But you, guess what? You have a purpose, and you are meant to help somebody. There's somebody out there right now that you are meant to save. You are meant to help them so much that you save their life. That's God's promise to you. That you might think you're worthless and that your life is terrible, but your life has purpose. So much purpose. Because it happened to me, and I just cannot believe how different my life is today than 8 years ago. Through our own willpower, it's not going to happen. But with God, it will happen. You have to have faith. Have faith that it's going to happen. You're going to get out of this. I promise you.